Okay, so here's just a really quick tutorial on how to use Powtoon and a little kind of a tour around the whole system. And what I'd like to do is start with basically how you're going to get into this. Once you've started Powtoon, go into powtoon.com and chosen that you want to start something new, you're going to start with the themes and templates. And you have some options here: business, marketing, sales, training, education, personal, social, fun, events, and greeting cards. I'm going to choose, I have already chosen the education template, and you can scroll through here. Now, one of the things you want to notice is some of these are labeled. This one here says Pro, this one also says Pro, so these are only available if you've upgraded to the Pro version. So you don't want to choose one of the templates that's labeled either Pro or potentially Business. You may find some of those also. Here we go, there's one that says Business right here. So I'm going to choose the Metro Teacher one. To save some time, I've already done that, and I have a window open with it. I think it's this one here. All right, so now here we go. We see we have the open window with the board. You can see the desk and books. Now I want to choose some characters. Well, you're going to run into the same issue. So you go up to this corner here. You can see it says Metro. If I click here, a drop-down menu will come down. Now, if you look across these, you will also see that they say Pro or Business. Here we go. We see Business, Business, Pro, Pro, Pro. These ones don't actually have characters. Okay, this is another one for Pro. So I'm going to use this one. It's called Paper Cut Style. I'm already kind of familiar with it, so we're just going to go like that. And so now the characters that we can use are right here. And you can see there's only really 4 of them that we can use, but they have a bunch of different expressions. They can stand or wave, point, etc. So we can choose from one of these. In order to use one, you just kind of hover over it until something comes up, and then you can take him and choose which one you want and have him move over into the screen. So let's say I'm going to choose the happy one. And there he is. There's the happy guy. And I can take him and kind of move him around the room. Maybe he's there, right? He's kind of that tall, or maybe I can have him be that tall. Now, by the way, if I want to move him onto this side and possibly have him looking at the board, all I have to do is come down to this corner here. You see it says flip, and there we go. Now he's turned facing the other way. Okay, but I'm actually going to keep him on this side, and so we're going to flip him back around. Now, let me give you kind of another quick tour of this screen that you're using. This is kind of like PowerPoint. On this side is where your slides are, what each slide looks like. This allows you to rearrange your slides, adding new slides. If you have a template style that you want to use, you can use this one. If you want to play your presentation from wherever this little red triangle is, you can just click the play button. If you want to play from the beginning of the slide, you click this one. You can change your entrances and exits for each thing that you put in here, but you can also do it if you follow the cursor right over to here. So once I click on him, I can change the way he's entered and exits. Maybe I can have him come in as using a hand and have him placed in, and then over here I can have him exit down. So what that would look like, if I'm going to change the timing a little. See, I'm going to pull him up. So he's going to come in at 1 second, and I'm just going to start with a blank board. Now if I press play, at 1 second you see that he gets put in, and then at the end when he goes to exit, he should, well, let's add a second here. So there we go. Let's try that again. So then we're going to play it. So there was 1 second. There he goes. He gets popped in. And then right at the last second, he should drop out if I set my timing right, which I didn't. So let's do this. We'll move it here. So I'm just going to pull it back to the 4 second mark, and we'll see him. There we go. He disappears from the screen. Okay, so now I don't have to have him leave the screen, by the way. Let's go back here. We're going to keep him on the screen. And we're going to say no effect because we don't want him to leave the screen at all. We can come back to the beginning. If I wanted to add some props, maybe over here, I can. You can see we can have our thought bubbles, our speech bubbles, a recycling sign, some lips, a map. Maybe it's a geometry class. So here we go. He has a map up on the screen, or a globe up on the board. Oh, and of course he's a teacher, so we need to have his cup of coffee. And we can put his cup of coffee on the desk. And no, he's not going to have any of that. So So you can see we have a couple different options that we can take from here. Now, some other things we have a text, so we can add a text box, and you have two different ways. You can double click right here to edit the text. The other thing you can do is click here, and what I'm going to do is first change the color of the text because it's on a green board, so I want to make it show up a little bit better, so I want to use a bright white. There we go. And let's say the class is Powtoon, how to use it. Okay, so there we go. Now I want to have written in, so it kind of comes in like this. So let's see, you have different option text effects that you can have come in. You can have like bounce in or roll in or fade in. This one looks like a hand writing it in. The words just appear slightly differently. So let's go with, let's start with that one. I think there we go. So we're going to apply that, and you can see there it is. And now down here you can see this is how we adjust the timing of everything that comes in and goes away. So the coffee cup actually I think should probably really actually stay there the whole time. So we're going to just leave the coffee cup there. See, I put it right from the beginning, so it's there from beginning to end. We don't have a disappearing coffee cup. The globe is also going to stay there from beginning to end. The text is going to come in at about 2 seconds into the presentation. So let's take a quick look at what this is all going to look like. So there we go. Here comes the teacher, and 2 seconds in, Powtoons, how to use it. So now you can see the way your timing is adjusted down here. Besides text, you can also change the background. You can change this all to a gradient style. You can change to a solid background if you wanted to. I really like this one. If you change this, it will change it completely. If you want to add different shapes, maybe if you're doing a presentation that's more PowerPoint-esque, you're going to put these kind of shapes in. You can also add images. And these are frames here for the images. So if you put a picture in, it'll show up like it's on the computer screen or in this frame or on the phone. Or if you want to put your own face in, you can actually put a picture of yourself in here, and that way it would show up in this little frame. You can add sounds, so you can do a voiceover. You're not going to use this professional voiceover. This one you actually have to pay for, but you can do a voice track or a soundtrack. So let me just show you that really quickly. If you click, you can add different sounds, different songs, as well as the voiceover or a music track if you want to upload your own music. Important to notice here is that these say add or upgrade. So if they say add, it's something that you can add immediately. Upgrade means you have to upgrade before you can use it. And so you can go through and choose different music. The other thing you can notice is you can choose by genre. So if I wanted just happy music, I can see here. Now there's some happy music that I can choose from on this. And that way I can decide if I want to use any one of these. But I'm not going to actually use music on this one. Finally, let's go over here. You can actually add some video, but not in this case because I'm going to say over here. If you look over here, it says movie. And if it had said slideshow, like a PowerPoint, you could add video in. But because it says movie, this is going to play like a movie. And so you don't want to, you can't add a video into that. Lastly, there's some stuff here that you can adjust to kind of make it look a little bit different. You can old school TV, right? Like an old movie. This vignette, I don't even see exactly what that's been doing, but you can try playing with that possibly if you'd like to. And then you can add a grid, so if you want to try and make sure everything kind of stays in the same place, you can do that. One thing I typically would do if I was using something like this, you can go over here, click on the slide, you can duplicate the slide. So now this slide is exactly the same as the previous one. It has all the same elements, so you don't have to add them all back in every time. And then all you have to do is edit the text, okay, so that you can change that and make your story a little bit different. So that's a really, really quick tour of Powtoons and how you can use it. By the way, when you're done, you're going to want to make sure you add a title to it and save it. How you export it is up to you, but there's a nice quick little tour. Hopefully that should be useful to you. Good luck. Have fun.